This film originally came out in the year 2021 and was directed by David Gordon Green. This was actually common at the time, which is weird for me to think about, but many streaming services tried their own version of this. My favorite being HBO Max, that had their biggest releases go to theaters and the service on the same day with no extra charge. Some of these movies include Mortal Kombat, The Suicide Squad, and Space Jam: A New Legacy. Today we'll be watching the Halloween Trilogy Limited Edition Steelbook. This version comes with all three of the Blumhouse movies: Halloween, more commonly known as Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends, in a fantastic 4K steelbook available to purchase on many online retailers including Amazon, or if you were lucky enough like me to get it in stores last Halloween. Before we press play, I want to make it clear this review is of the Halloween Kills Extended Edition. I didn't know there was an extended edition, but that's the one I ended up watching on accident. Which, it only comes with a few minutes of extra footage, but I just want to disclose that now. Let's press play on Halloween Kills. We open up to Cameron walking home from the school dance and trying to call his friend Oscar, as we cut to Oscar's body still on the gate with his phone ringing in his pocket. Cameron finds Hawkins on the street and he turns out to be alive, and Hawkins says Michael needs to die and that he will be the one to kill him. We cut to Haddonfield, Illinois, Halloween night, 1978. We see Michael walking away from the Doyle house after Loomis shot him. We then see a young Hawkins finding Michael, but Michael still gets away. A bunch of kids bully Lonnie Lincoln before saying they're the Mulaney's. While Lonnie is walking home, he sees Michael, and then a little while later, Michael confronts Lonnie and gets away once again. Hawkins and his partner enter the Myers house and find the corpse of the dog. Upstairs, Michael attacks Hawkins' partner, and Hawkins accidentally shoots him. Michael goes outside as we hear Loomis off screen, as we see Hawkins talking to Loomis himself. Then, Loomis walks outside to see Michael surrounded by cops as we cut to a title card. At a bar on Halloween night 2018, we see an adult Tommy Doyle and Lindsay Wallace. We also see retired nurse Marion Chambers. Tommy goes on the stage at the bar and tells the story of the Shape, as we see flashbacks from the original movie. We see the three generations of Strodes in the truck watching firefighters going to Laurie's burning compound. We cut to the compound and we see Michael killing a firefighter at the Halligan bar. Michael then emerges from the house and kills all of the firefighters before escaping into the neighborhood. Laurie is rolled into the hospital. We then see Old Man Brackett. Karen and Allison finally get a chance to mourn Ray as we cut back to Michael breaking into a house and seemingly killing a husband and wife before claiming a new knife. At the bar, we see adult Lonnie Lincoln getting a call from his son Cameron about the attacks, so Lonnie leaves to go find him. The rest of the survivors see the attacks on the news. The bar starts chanting "Evil dies tonight" as Tommy goes to kill who they think is Michael, before the unknown suspect drives into a wall and disappears, as we see it's not Michael, but one of the Smiths Grove loons. We meet two men named Big John and Little John, and after being pranked by some kids that look oddly like the Mulaney's, it's revealed the Johns live at the old Myers house. Allison and Karen are interviewed by the police. Then the police tell them that Michael's still alive. Allison rejoins Cameron to join the mob and hunt down Michael after leaving a knife with an unconscious Laurie. Lindsay's group goes to warn some kids at a park, but Michael's already there holding a decapitated kid's head. Michael attacks the group and kills two doctors and Marion Chambers. Michael chases Lindsay, but she eventually escapes. Laurie wakes up and Karen realizes Allison is gone as Hawkins is rolled into Laurie's room. Lonnie's group meets up with Tommy and they find Lindsay's car and the dead bodies. Allison comes across Lindsay, so Tommy brings her to the hospital. Then he rallies everyone in the waiting room by yelling "Evil dies tonight" again, which leads to Brackett joining the ever-growing mob. Tommy tells Laurie that Michael's still alive and killing, and Laurie tells Karen that the system failed. And then Laurie injects herself with pain meds and readies herself to fight. Someone breaks into Big John and Little John's house as we see the loon walking into the hospital, and everyone chases him thinking he's Michael, as we see the real Michael killing Big John and Little John after he came home. We cut back to the loon being chased throughout the hospital, but Laurie and Karen realize he's not Michael. Then Laurie's stitches burst open as we see a flashback to Halloween night 1978, and we see Loomis is about to kill Michael, but Hawkins stops him. We cut back to Karen, and she locks the loon in a hallway to save him. That doesn't stop the mob, and the loon breaks down in tears and jumps out a window, falling to his death. After the loon fell to his death, Brackett realizes he wasn't Michael, but it's already too late, and he realizes that everyone has gone mad. We see another flashback to 1978, and it's revealed Hawkins covered up his involvement in his partner's death. Lonnie's group realizes that Michael is heading home, so they drive over to the Myers house. Karen and Tommy team up as we cut back to Lonnie going into the Myers house alone. Allison and Cameron hear a gunshot, so they go inside and they find the Johns' dead bodies. Cameron finds his dad's corpse in the attic just as Michael attacks him and pushes Allison down the stairs. Michael brutally kills Cameron before attacking Allison, but Karen shows up and stabs Michael in the back with a pitchfork. And then Karen takes off Michael's mask and lures him to the Haddonfield mob. Michael puts on his mask and the mob starts beating the shit out of Michael. When Michael falls to the ground, Karen stabs him with his own knife, as we see Laurie and Hawkins talking about how to truly stop Michael. Michael stands up and kills every single person in the mob, including Tommy and Brackett, as we see Karen inside the Myers house looking through Judith's window. Michael appears behind Karen and kills her before taking his rightful place at the window. Laurie calls Karen, but Michael answers, and then Laurie says she's coming for Michael. Halloween Kills definitely lives up to its name. There are tons of kills, 34 to be exact, and almost all of them are great, if not amazing. Especially the firefighter scene, which is my personal favorite. I also love the flashback scenes. Even though I didn't like the original, it is masterful how well they are able to pull off the look of that old movie in this one. I also really like the mob element and the commentary with the loon. Now it's time for my negatives. My first negative is that I feel like Karen's character completely regressed since the last movie. And it sucks because after the end of this one, she'll never get a redemption or get any better. And my only other negative is that Laurie and Hawkins were in the hospital the whole movie. That was very, very annoying. Anyways, it's time to get to the... I feel like I remember people not liking this movie when it first came out, but I genuinely feel like this one is almost as good as Halloween 2018, so I'm giving it 3.5 stars out of 5. In all honesty, it's more of a 3.9 out of 5, but we don't do that, so I had to round down to 3.5. Don't forget to tune in next Friday for my review of Halloween Ends.